list for the visually impaired run for the women, and look out for number 1, Fakasova. She has 1 gold medal already in these games, as does number 3, Kelly Gallagher, but Fakasova will be the lady to watch out for in the visually impaired. As for the standing well, Marie BORCHET, already 2 gold medals. She swept the board at the World Championships last year, red hot favourite for gold in the super combined as well. Anna Jacobsen will be doing her best to try and put her off her beat if she can, but it would be a major surprise if BORCHET doesn't lead the way into the Super G part of the super combined. And here is the sitting, just the 5 athletes in this classification. A couple of big falls yesterday, and the skier to watch out for in the sitting. Well, there is only one, Schaffelhuber, who is a red hot favourite as well, a double gold medalist along with BORCHET. Melissa Perrin just making her way to the start hut, and this is the course profile of the slalom. 52 gates set by Manuel Huara of Austria, 200-metre vertical drop, but this piste has not been used in these Paralympic Winter Games yet, so it should be in fairly good nick for the skiers, although the weather here will not have helped. It's very steep. It will be a real examination of these athletes' slalom techniques. We've seen a fairly high attrition rate in the races so far. I think we might get the same again. So the women's super combined is about to get underway, and Henrietta Fasakova of Slovakia will be the first skier down this pitch. The super combined has been switched around. It should have been Super G this morning and slalom this afternoon, but because of the weather, the slalom will be first, and the Super G will be later. Now let's try and pick them out of this soup as they come down. Now, in the slalom event, the technical event, the guys can be 2 gates in front. In the speed events, only 1. And Saraka is skiing this fantastically well. Probably harder for the guide in these conditions. Well, alternate red and blue gates. There's the verticale before we go back into the gates across the hill. And Fasakova is making this look ever so easy. The toughest of conditions, and she really is skiing this well. Made a mistake in the Super G on day 3 of competition, was bitterly disappointed not to pick up a medal there. Inside to the finish. Oh no, she's missed the final gate. Fasakova misses the final gate. Wow, she'd skied it brilliantly, but an error right at the end will see her disqualified from the competition. Next out of this start hut, Alexandra Frantseva of Russia, her guy Pavel Zabotin. And coaches down at the bottom will have noted Fasakova's error, missing that final gate. Evans is just getting worse and worse, these conditions, really tricky. Zabotin keeping a good distance between himself and Frantseva. Fasakova's first trip time 33.54. Don't have a clock on the screen for you at the moment. Oh, here it is. Frantseva time is a good one against Fasakova's. Now Frantseva skiing in the B2. Class 3 classes in the visually impaired B1, B2, B3. Class profile includes athletes that are unable to recognise the letter E. That letter being 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres from a distance of 25 centimetres, but Frantseva leads by 0.87. Good run from the Russian athlete, who has a bronze and silver already to her name in these games. Now the next out the gate very quickly, Kelly Gallagher, the winner of the Super G on day 3, and her guide Charlotte Evans. She won silver in the slalom at the World Championships in 2011. She was second in the World Championships for Super Combined in Lanolina in 2013. Now, full of confidence, I would imagine, after that gold medal in the Super G. She was very disappointed after the downhill where she finished last. Now, how's she doing here? 0.42. And she'll want to finish this with a Super G to come as the second part of this Super Combined. A chance here for Gallagher to add to her medal tally. Oh no! She's gone down. Now the guy can't pick her up. And that is the end of the challenge for Kelly Gallagher. So disappointment for her. So Frantseva is down. Rakasova and Gallagher are out. Next out the start hut, Melissa Perrin of Australia and her guide Andrew Bohr. Perrin, who was in the lead at the final time split in the Super G before missing a gate. Can she make up with it? Fourth in the downhill, a DNF in the Super G. She'll be full of confidence if she can get to the bottom of this very, very difficult slalom run. There's just 6 athletes in this category, and 2 of them have not finished, so real chances for medals at these Winter Paralympic Games. Now Perrin was 1.62 outside the time. Can you see that? Perrin very steadily down here. Good job being done by Andrew Bohr. Frantseva's time 58.68 is not beaten, but Perrin has finished. She'll be in second place at the moment. Kasova's time will be eliminated now. Danielle Umstead of the United States and her husband Robert. 6th in the World Cup standings, 6th in the World Championship Slalom in 2011. 4th at the World Champs and Super Combined, and the distance here very, very difficult. Fantastic job being done by the guides here. Instead, not as quick visually as Frantseva. She's 7 seconds down at the first time split. She's picking her way down here. I think at the time gap will be too big bird to challenge for gold, but certainly there's a chance of a medal if she can get to the bottom. Now Frantseva's time 58.68. Umstead inside of the finish. Stops the clock 9.8 seconds off the calculated pace. So Frantseva leads from Perrin Umstead now. Jade Etherington, who's got 2 medals from these games, like Franceva. Silver in the downhill, bronze in the Super G. What can she do here? She was 4th at the World Championship Slalom in 2013. This is her first Paralympic Games. Fancy her chances of a medal here if she can negotiate this slalom course safely. Caroline Powell shouting the instructions. First time check of Franceva, 31.98. And Etherington is outside it by 2.31 seconds. So Franceva has really laid down the gauntlet here. She's the world champion in Super Combined. She's also the world champion in GS and Super G. Silver medalist in downhill and slalom. So 5 medals from those games. What can she get here? Well, she's going to be leading the Super Combined after the slalom stage. And Etherington goes 4th, which would be 3rd. 3.12 off the pace. So Franceva, Perrin, Etherington, Unstead. The 1, 2, 3, 4. Borchet and Gallagher will not ski the second part of the Super Combined. So here is the result. Well, there is a star by the name of Henrietta Borchet because she missed that penultimate gate. But Franceva, no doubt about her, she leads the way from Melissa Perrin, Jade Etherington and Danielle Unstead. Those will be the 4 skiers going through to the Super G part of the Super Combined.